see where you did play it. I need closure on the matter.
That's fine.
I know you didn't. So Love Island. Okay, so yesterday was obviously we're getting to the end now, and yesterday we saw that we basically voted on Monday.
Do you know how many episodes left?
It's the last week, isn't it?
Yeah, last week.
Oh, is it last week?
On Monday, I believe. It says ends
Sunday.
It'll
be Sunday night.
Oh, is it?
The last one, isn't it?
Alright, I'm gonna make sure I watch
sure
it.
that's how it works.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
Sunday. Yeah. So that's what date is that? Yeah, 31st of July.
Okay.
Made it. So so this is just the last bit. So basically, it's just kind of the final couples.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna leave tonight. They did the voting yesterday. We did the voting on Monday. They started it yesterday, but you know how they take forever. It was a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I see who the bottom three are.
Yeah.
But it's bait.
Who's not free?
Danica and Thingy.
Yeah. Who's that? I haven't seen that man. Who's that man?
Oh, Jamie's a footballer.
Oh yeah. Who's that man? What team is he playing for?
Is it Halifax?
Oh, okay.
Is in the bank.
No, it's a team called Halifax. Basically.
That's in what?
There's a video, of him missing like a proper open goal.
Oh, is it?
Oh, no.
And they're saying, no, Halifax needs to release a statement now about this. They're saying, at this point, I'll accept the man from Halifax. Not the man from the bank Halifax.
Yeah.
They're saying, nah.
But didn't you see they released a statement when he went on the show?
Yeah.
And they're basically like, we didn't know he was going on.
Yeah.
There's currently team training going on. So when he gets back...
No, my friend said he's injured though. He wouldn't be playing anyway.
Oh, is it? So why did he do all of that then?
Oh, no.
Just wanted to get involved.
Yeah. He said, I think he plays for Montserrat with him or something. He said he's injured at the minute, so he wouldn't have been playing anyway. So I don't know why they're doing that. But, who knows?
Yeah, so she's in the bottom two.
Yeah.
Which we expect. I think she's leaving.
With Damien India Tash and Andrew?
No!
Who is it?
Not Tash and Andrew. It's
Andrew, no,
Paige
Adam and Paige.
Oh, payment. Okay.
But Danica's going to leave.
Yeah,
So obvious. She would have got the least votes.
Yeah.
So we'll see that tonight. So the biggest thing that happened was David and Ekin had another argument following on from the talent show. Because basically, he was basically making jokes about like what he's going to be like on the outside, talking about, kind of like a where the bitch is at kind of vibe. And she didn't find it funny. But she didn't find it funny. And he's like, I'm just joking with you. You know how David is, he can't take accountability. So he's like, I was just joking. But she's like, yeah, but I didn't find it funny. And he's like, oh, like, come on, man. He basically, and then after the talent show, you can kind of sense that she's a bit off because she just kind of just whatever, doing whatever she's doing. Then he's talking to the boys, but he's like, oh, I don't know what I said. He's like, I honestly don't remember what even we even talked about. I don't know why she's angry kind of thing. Then he goes to her, oh, Ekin, are you okay? And then she goes, no. He says, I don't care then. I said, what kind of switch is that? But anyway, they made up anyway. It was all of that stuff and people just talking to them as they usually do. They made up anyway. Kind of boring now, their arguments. But the biggest thing was then they had this challenge. And it was like a flight, what are they called? Air hostesses kind of challenge. Yeah. So basically they had to kind of seduce the guy, kind of buckle them in, or kind of give like a sexy kind of dance, whatever. And so they come out the plane, like the fake plane, and then, you'd have a nice little pick-up catchy line or whatever. India's was the best because she's like, welcome aboard the flight to India.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And you kind of have to buckle everyone up and do suggestive stuff. And obviously some of the girls go on their knees and put their heads in their penises. And there's all that kind of stuff going on.
Yeah.
All the girls were basically flirting with all the guys. Gemma's turn. She then basically, she's licking the guys. She licks... Camera should have called that face. That's a meme. She basically licks Adam, right? And then when she's coming next to like, she's dancing, she's doing whatever she's doing with someone else next to her. Luca basically pushes her. He's like, oh, no, don't come to me kind of thing.
Okay.
It was like a joke here, but there was no need for it because it was a bit embarrassing.
Yeah.
Plus, she could have slipped and fall and fell. Do you get me? It was weird. It was weird what he did. There was no need for it, but he kind of like, you could see that he pushed. You couldn't blink quick enough to miss the push, basically. And then obviously, and then he buckled himself. He was like, oh, fine, I've done myself. And then he took it off anyway and then put it in his boxers. So she had to get it out. She's like, oh, you're such a prick. Da, da, da. It was all like fun and whatever. But you could see that when she was doing like, all up on other guys, he was looking how he always looks. Yeah. His insecurity was coming out again. But again, like Paige literally danced on him. It was fine. Like he didn't have an issue with that. So anyway, challenge is done now. Can I just say as well, I really believe that Paige fancies Dami.
Yeah, no, I've been saying this from time.
And when they get the chance to do it, they're going to be together. Because this girl was basically grinding up on him. Like, grinding up. Like, even India knows. India's aware. Because India was looking like, okay, girl, like...
Yeah,
relax kind of thing. So anyway, the challenge is done now. But Luca looks like he's annoyed and irritated and moody. But then so they're having like a little debrief or whatever, and then the girl's like, why did Luca act like that? Like, why did you do all of that stuff? It was just kind of awkward and like bad vibes basically. And then Gemma was like, yeah, he's out here looking like a slapped, what she kept saying, a slapped ass. He's got a face like a slapped ass, she kept saying. And she's like, I'm not going to come to him. Like, I haven't got time for him. If he's going to be moody, blah, 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 blah. But you can kind of tell as well that she's kind of sick of his nonsense now. Like, she's kind of sick of it. I feel like she's going to leave him. I don't even know. I'll be surprised if she firms it enough the last few days. Because the way she was moving yesterday, like, sis was done. And I'll be surprised if they actually stay together on the outside. Because if in that small house where she's really all about him, he's this insecure, imagine the outside. It's going to be wild. So anyways, so she's like, I'm not going to go to him. Then he's talking to the boys and he's basically trying to hide like the fact that he's annoyed. But he's like, oh no, like it is what it is, you know, this happened, blah, 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 blah. So anyways, now he's like, oh Gemma, let's have a talk. Sit down. Gemma's like, you're over there being all moody. I can tell you're moody. I can tell you're in a bad mood. He's like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. She's like, mate, I can see you're in a bad mood. He's like, no, I'm not. She's like, well, you got a face looking like she's like, your face set up like a slapped ass or whatever. You're out there moody, blah, blah. What is your problem? Like, are you 12 years old just pulling like a strop? Like, what is going on kind of thing? And he's basically like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Then he goes, okay, like, I'm not as, I think he said something like, so imagine him saying that I'm not as pissed off as I was. So she said, so you are pissed off then? Like, right now, you're less pissed off than you were, but you're still pissed off.
Yeah.
Then he's like, oh, you're picking my words apart. Oh, like, fuck off, Gemma, blah, blah. And she's like, what are you talking about? So then basically have an argument and he storms off and she's just like, I'm over it. Most of the show was basically that argument. Then they're talking and then they go and get ready or whatever. And she's just like, I can't lie to you girls. Like,
I'm done.
Like, I can't deal with this. I just can't deal with this behavior anymore. Even while they're getting ready, you just see that she's just thinking, I can't bothered. Then after they get ready, then Dami, XOXO, Gossip Girl, he's sitting with the girls, now trying to do the mediate, whatever. And then he's like to Gemma, yeah, but he wasn't actually angry with you. And she's like, you're saying that, but his face and the way he was acting towards me is saying angry. And when I then spoke to him, he's telling me I'm not as pissed off as I was before. So you're still pissed off. So you did all this back and forth with me to be pissed off anyway. Blah, 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 blah. Then she's like, I'm not gonna talk to him first. Anyways, he then pulls her for a chat. They go up to the terrace. He's like, obviously, then they're trying to squash the situation. They're not getting anywhere because, again, he's still in denial about the fact that he's pissed off. Then he was basically saying how, you know, yes, I was pissed off because you're doing all these things with these boys. If that was me, it'd feel away. But he's like, I don't know, it's a challenge. I'm trying to remember that. She's like, yeah, but it's a challenge. She was like, furthermore, anyway, because she was saying to the girls how, basically in this challenge, she's not very confident. But she was like, how every other girl's man, like, hypes them up, makes them feel like, yeah, you're doing a great job. But he was like, she was like, with him, it's always a thing where he's just looking at what she's doing, ready to make an argument out of it. So she's like, she's not confident enough to do these things, these dancing challenges and all this stuff. So when she has to literally psych herself up so much to do it, then you come and you pick everything I've done apart and you've got a problem with it. So she's trying to explain that to him. He's not understanding. He's basically like kind of like, don't play that card. Don't play that whole confidence kind of card or whatever. They're going back and forth or whatever. Then he's like to her, she's like, I can't lie to you. Like, I don't have time for this on the outside. Like, I can't be doing these little arguments all the time. I don't have time for it. He's like, yeah, I don't want to do it either. And then he then brings up an issue which has been rearing his head. He brings up the fact that a lot of people are exclusive and they're not. So he's like, everyone else is like, you know, they've had conversations about being exclusive or whatever. And with us, he's like, obviously we're exclusive, but it's something that we've talked about, blah, blah, blah. But remember, he's basically wanted to make her his girlfriend. But she said she wants her parents to approve first. And she said to him just the other night, I think when Ekin, I think, and Davide, she said to him, listen, stop watching other couples. We know what we are. And that's enough. That should be enough, basically. Like, stop comparing us to other people. We know how it is that we feel, blah, blah. So he brings it up in the argument again. So obviously then it's a thing, right? So what else happened after that? They basically had no resolution. He then says that he's like, obviously, like, I want to be with you. Do you want to be with me? She had the longest pause. And I know it wasn't editing. Because she looked like she was really thinking hard about it. And she was like, yeah, of course I do. Like, she didn't say it with like any emotion. She was like, yeah, of course I do. And then he was just like, then he said something back. I missed what he said, but he said something like, okay, well, I'm just going to leave you to it kind of thing. Like, just leave me to it for now. And then she goes anyway. He's then laying on this. He's so dramatic. He's laying on the terrace sofa, whatever. He's looking at pictures of them on their phone. The camera zooms in on that. I'm like, this is very pathetic. Then she goes downstairs. She basically says to everyone, like, there was no resolution to that conversation. But she's like, I just can't bother. Like, I just can't keep doing this. And then anyways, then they then call them to the fire pit anyway, for the elimination stuff. And he says something again, but he kept saying things under his breath where the mic doesn't really pick it up. But what it sounded like was as if he said something like, you know, let's see what happens. Like, it's kind of like almost like if I go, we go. Also, oh my gosh, I can forget. When they had the argument initially, the first part, like during the day while they were still in their airplane uniforms, he stormed out the house.
What, as in the villa?
Yes. As in he took his mic off, flung
Oh,
it.
is it?
Yeah.
And just left.
And he took his mic off, flung it, after he told her to fuck off, by the way. He's such a kid. Took his mic off, flung it over the counter.
Yeah.
And left the main house.
Oh, is it?
Then he's just sitting on some like bare land.
So we said bare land. So we said he might not make the week.
I don't know, because I'm like, I don't know.
Oh no, what, did the camera follow him as he was walking up?
Yeah.
He's blowing, because by this point, he must know he's not winning the show.
No, he must know. Because you know what it's because
Yeah, it's true.
people are basically kind of say as well, it's a bit strategic that they didn't show this. Like, it's convenient, because obviously I feel like they're kind of like a day behind, right?
Yeah.
So it's convenient that they didn't show this when we were going to vote. Because if they showed this before they voted, they would be in bottom three, for sure. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Tasha and Andrew might Black Clark win.
I think they might win.
At this rate. Bloody hell.
People want them to win. And that's shocking to me.
Why do you think there's been a turn though? Because obviously they were always in the bottom three. Now you're thinking they might win. So like, what's been the change?
I just think the last few couples, the last couples, Davide and Ekinsu, people might like them, but people dislike them individually as well, if that makes sense. There's a lot of girls who dislike Davide.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys, you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I'm not sure with them. Obviously, Gemma and Luca, they're just, I can't see the public voting them in to win. Paige, everybody thought Paige was going to win from the beginning.
But she's in bottom today.
Her little villain arc and her character arc is all a bit weird as well.
Do
With
you know what I'm
Adam.
hearing as well?
What's that?
I'm hearing, apparently Coco said that someone said that she and Paige look alike, and Paige was bawling.
No.
What?
Yeah, I heard they was being horrible to Coco, saying that you're a 4 out of 10 and all that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Basically, she was offended that someone said they look alike, that Paige was crying, and then someone said she heard Paige saying that she's hot and Coco's not.
Yeah, apparently Coco said she was in the yard just crying all the time. They was mugging her, the girls and the boys, calling her media and all that.
Yeah.
You get me?
But apparently, a lot, like, yeah, Paige, because also they did like this thing with, I think it was like Cosmo or something like that, one of the magazines anyway, and they're asking about like, so basically since she come out of the villa, it was it was China, Coco, and what's that boy, Josh. And they said, I think the question was like something like, what contestant does your family really like or something like that? And it was like, oh, Davide, like my family proper love Davide, blah, blah. And then Josh goes, yeah, and Paige. And the girls were like, they literally just, it was silence. Like you could hear a pin drop in the room. And then China was like, no, yeah, mine's Ekin. They like Ekin too, kind of thing. So, because there's been a lot of stuff coming out about Paige that she's mean. So, I'm never surprised.
Yeah, so there's not really strong. I can't see Damien India winning.
They're in bottom three too.
Yeah, I can't see Damien India winning.
I don't see them winning. The day a black
maybe
Tasha
and Andrew. Maybe
I reckon Tasha and Andrew might win it. I think it's between them and Ekin and Davide. I think Davide and Ekin have too many arguments that it kind of looks like they're just together for
the sake of the show.
For the sake of the show.
Yeah.
Because even when they talk about like moving and where they're gonna live and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
No. But people are saying as well that even with Adam, you can tell he's playing the game because he's not moving to Swansea. Where's Paige from? Swansea?
Swansea, yeah.
He ain't moving there. But apparently though, he sold his house before he moved in.
No, is it, yeah?
But he's rich, he can get another house. I think sure estate agents working overtime. But yeah, so it was very pathetic because he walked out of the villa, but it was like, you know, one of those ones where it's like you walk and you think that your girl's gonna come after you.
Yeah, well, she didn't
don't care. This one in the fridge was making herself a sandwich. She didn't care. So it was, he basically pulled a tantrum. He's just embarrassing at this point, honestly. And he's just doing the the whole victim stuff, and then while everyone's getting ready, he's just in bed looking all sad and just pathetic. Gosh, stand up, weak in the knees. Yeah, and then they did the what's it called, votes thing.
Yeah.
And those are the bottom three.
Right.
It was at home because the cliffhanger is basically who leaves. So I reckon it was
Is
Danica.
it a couple or just one person? A couple, right?
Couple.
There's a
So
couple.
it'll be Danica and her.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I reckon with Danica and Jamie.
All right, we'll see what happens then.
Unless, because this is also India's first time in the bottom three. She's never been in the bottom.
Okay.
But Dami is a regular there.
Yeah, he is regular.
It'd be good if they surprised us and kicked one of them out.
Instead of Danica.
Paige or India. I wouldn't mind that. Just for the shock
Yeah.
value.
I think Paige and Adam should go. I'm ready for them to go.
Yeah, that'd be good. Just for the shock value. Either one of them.
Yeah. I'm
'Cause
over
there's
it.
a lot of the OGs just still in there. Like,
Yeah,
so,
it's all of them though.
That's what I'm trying to say.
The newest person is Danica.
The dynamics is mad. The show's been the same people all the way through.
All the way through.
It's never like that.
You need to switch it up.
Like, it always gets like mixed up a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the cast more people want.
It's just been this from.
Don't
It's
give
not even
me
like.
shit.
It's not like. Usually it will build up, get to a bit, then it will set, and then it's the same people. This has been the same people from
The
day
beginning.
one. The
As in, we
same
came from
people.
Casa Amor is the same people.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like they've actually they should have just made it like a Real Housewives of Love Island because this is wild. So yeah, we're nice.
Yeah, no, I thought it was gonna
someone
be.
else
I
left.
thought it was gonna be all right, just because the way it felt. It felt like it started kind of quick, and people was invested quicker than usual. So I thought it was gonna be like a good season. But now it's done.
I feel like it's carried on for long though. Don't
It's
you
not
think?
been. It's not really been all that.
No, it hasn't.
Mm-mm.
Well, yesterday we used to actually, me and Margs did a prediction of who we think is gonna win. What do you think?
Based on you lot's analysis, initially I would have just went with the safe bet and said Luca and Gemma, but now it seems like they're completely on the rocks. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Tasha and Andrew. Yeah, Tasha.
Sounds like a weird one, but I could probably see that.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
it.
I could probably see
Even
that.
though they were on the ropes before, I feel
And
like
it's like a redemption story.
Yeah.
You get me? She was a wayward, but
And
now
she's
so
like the first disabled girl to go on there. And
there you
this
go.
whole thing.
All this stuff. Like
Great
it
marketing.
makes sense. Andrew's
Yeah.
a proper melt. He needs it. You get me? It was like I can see it. I can see
I
it.
can see it.
I
Annoying.
can see it. Luca's messed it up for Gemma.
Yeah, but do you know what I want to see as well? I hope her mum goes in the house. Because it's very, like, his behavior is so weird. Like, if you're acting like this in the house, he's going to die outside.
Yeah, his family, and when the family come in, they must cook him, innit?
They have to, man.
They must, innit? There's no way they're going to be like, oh yeah, we really like it.
They have to.
Yeah.
Because it's weird. Like, he's very, like, but like, how can we do a challenge where, literally everyone's girls did the exact same thing? And you know what as well? The guys are enabling him. The guys are not being honest with him. So they'll be like, oh, like, we see where you're coming from. But their girls did the exact same thing. Like, you're not upset about. Do you get what I mean? Like, just, so it's like his behavior, his possessiveness, his insecurity is very much enabled.
Yeah.
It's his random looking tattoos. It's annoying, man. Yeah, man.
In the mud.
It's a shame. But if they've... Actually, would there be another vote? Because there's 6 couples. 1 is leaving, 5. Because we usually end with 4. It's always a 4th, 3rd, 2nd and 1st.
If it's ending on Sunday,
I think we'll be down to 4 people.
probably not then.
I said they always end with 4 people. I remember Kaz getting 4th.
Nah, they do they all 4 of them get the big date in it. Where they remember there's 1 episode or 2 episodes where it's just big dates, their last dates in it, where they go and do something.
Yeah, so I'm saying that because
I
I
think
remember we've
all
got
4 of
6
them-
couples.
Yeah, all 4 of them get them, and then it goes down to like there's a time when it's like the last 3 in the yard, isn't it?
No, but I'm talking about because right now we've got 6 couples. So I'm saying
Is
someone's
it?
leaving tonight. Yeah, because we've got Danica and Jamie, Tasha, Andrew, Ekin, thingy, Damian, India, Adam and Paige, Jem and Luca. So
Okay, cool.
if
So someone's
one
gonna go
person's leaving
tonight, and then someone else is gonna go probably
End of the week.
tomorrow,
Yeah.
and then they make the last thing, just the
4.
3 couple, or the 4 or the 3 or whatever, isn't it?
So the 4 would then get the family visit, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then, and then that's
Yeah.
and
Okay.
then make it to the final, basically.
Yeah.
As always, guys, we're back here tomorrow to a debrief and a reaction. But yeah, let's get into our last